I appreciate everyone's patience with our first ever Jolt live event. So the Jolt is just one little topic, and that one little topic is actually not such a little topic after all. We ask if you're coming in here on Zoom that you please actually just join us on Facebook. And we're talking today with Cherie Flowers, who's going to be talking to us a little bit about the services that we have here at the Rec Innovation Lab, and we really were thinking about not addressing a trivial topic today, but something that's really on everyone's minds, and that is what's going on in our country today, and particularly with the issues affecting Black entrepreneurs, Black female entrepreneurs. And that's why I thought it was so perfect that today we're talking with Cherie Flowers, who is a serial entrepreneur herself, who's been working with the Rec Innovation Lab for a long time and has a unique perspective. So I would love it if you could start, Cherie, by just sharing with us your perspective as a Black entrepreneur. Have you experienced systemic racism in entrepreneurship or in business? And if you wouldn't mind sharing a little bit with us.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks, Tanya. And it means a lot to have you address what's actually going on in the Black community right now, not just with entrepreneurship, but, with social injustice, so, and blatant racism. So, and for you to address what's going on in the Black community and what's happening actually here in our city, it means a lot as you're a leader here in our community. And I have experienced racism here, and I'm wondering if some of our viewers have had similar experience. My memories go back to middle school, high school, when I was called the N-word in school, but I think the subtle racism I experienced as a worker here, top of mind. Even with my master's degree from SDSU, I struggled to get hired as a new graduate. And once I did get hired, I had a lower starting salary and title than my peers and classmates graduating at the same time. And, believe me, it wasn't for lack of my effort. I was told, and it was implied oftentimes, that I wouldn't be promoted. And then I was in the first wave to be laid off. And I didn't think it was coincidence. And in entrepreneurship, we experience a lack of access to resources, and we don't have a financial family safety net to fall back on. And so, but I think now we're all starting to see how racism is systemic, as you mentioned. And we just wanted to let our audience know that we're working to provide an inclusive environment for our members here, and we have resources specifically for people of color, for us.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's why it's been so nice having you part of the team from the very beginning of the planning stages of the Rec Innovation Lab. And I love having your input. And I think a lot of people out there who are entrepreneurs, or maybe entrepreneurship educators, or just educators in general, those of us who want to help, like, what can we do? Do you have any advice for people out there, things that we can do?
Yeah, definitely. As leader of a entrepreneurship incubator, or educators out there, or just community leaders, maybe influencers within your small circle of friends, is just to foster discussion around these tough topics. And sometimes, our students and our coworkers were living these dual realities. And if there's anything that we can do to help bridge these two separate existences, to start a meaningful discussion where all of our identities can finally intersect, and we can start to have a mutual understanding. And that's what's going to, propel us forward. And I think through a collective effort that we can come to some solutions for the business community here in San Diego, and for our center.
I hope so. I hope so. So, actually, one thing I just want to ask maybe a little bit more about is, when you said having these tough conversations, that's, I think, a lot of problem, or a large part of the problem for many people. I know I'm afraid sometimes of saying the wrong thing, right? I don't want to offend anyone. I don't want to come across as being superior or sanctimonious, or I have all the answers. And I think a lot of people feel that way, and so they're afraid to even broach the subject. It's a sticky subject, right? I mean, what's your advice on that? I mean, what should we say? What shouldn't we say? I mean, what should we do?
Yeah, I feel where you're coming from, Tanya, and I agree with that point of view because, you know, as a person of color, we've been afraid to voice our point of view as well, you know, in the past for retribution. You know, we didn't want to get fired, we didn't want to get targeted, but now, you know, we're just all learning that we can't be silent anymore, and that now is kind of the time to speak, and you don't have to have anything profound to say, but just, you know, having an open ear and be willing to foster discussion. And not everybody is going to be, you know, a gung-ho supporter, or may not even understand the movement, but to start to have that dialogue and not to be pushed into our separate corners, I think is what's going to move us all forward. And so we just wanted to, you know, extend an olive branch out there to our community and our sphere of influence. And if you're Black and wanting to work for yourself, please use us here at the Regional Entrepreneurship Center, and you can have a brand new idea for business, or maybe you just know you want to work for yourself as a self-contractor, and we're just please reach out to me or to Tanya and we'll help you get started.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much for saying that, Cherie. You know, one of the main goals and the mission of the Rec Innovation Lab is to provide resources to people of color, to people who didn't have access to resources before. And so please do reach out to us. And I'm glad that we're talking about these kind of things. And I feel like if you say nothing, you're on the side of wrong, and we don't want to be on that side of wrong anymore. I'm glad that there's a light being shined on this issue. You know, for all of the turmoil in the world right now, I'm glad that there's a light on this, and I know you are too, Cherie. So yeah, come to us, please. We're here at the Rec Innovation Lab. We want to hear from you. We want you to be part of the conversation, and we want to help you to start businesses. We can give you the resources you need. So.
Exactly. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks. We'll see you again soon, Cherie. Take care. Bye. Thank you, everyone. Bye.